Hey everyone, and welcome to Lit Talk Lounge. If you haven't already, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and give this explainer a lick. Okay, let's dive right in. What if I told you the secret to achieving your biggest goals isn't about finding more motivation, but about building something inside you that, well, never runs out? Today, we're going to dig into this idea of drive, the sustainable internal engine for lasting success.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You start a new project, a new workout plan, a new anything, and you are just full of energy. And then, a week or two later, it just kind of fizzles out. Look, this isn't some personal failing. It's actually a design flaw in how we've been taught to think about motivation itself. So what is really going on here?
See, the problem starts with a story we've been told for generations. We've all been relying on this super simple but ultimately broken model for getting things done. It's high time we understood why it's failing us, especially in the world we live in today. Yeah, this is the classic carrot and stick approach. And look, it works perfectly fine for simple, straightforward, mechanical tasks. If you want someone on an assembly line to put together widgets faster, hey, offer them a bonus. It works. But what happens when the task gets more complex? What happens when you need them to invent a better widget? For the creative, problem-solving challenges that define our lives today, this model just completely falls apart.
This really brings us to two totally different operating systems for how we work. On one side, you've got extrinsic motivation. That's the outside-in approach. It's all fueled by external rewards, like money and praise, or by the fear of messing up. But on the other side, you have intrinsic motivation, the inside-out approach. This is driven by the pure joy of the task itself, by our curiosity, and by a deep sense of meaning. Understanding this contrast, well, that's the whole game. And here's the really crucial part. Relying only on those external rewards for complex work, it actually does way more harm than good. It narrows our focus so we're only thinking about getting the prize, which absolutely crushes creativity and encourages us to take shortcuts. And maybe worst of all, over time, it slowly eats away at our natural, internal desire to do great things. Okay, so if that old model is so broken, what's the solution? What's the new way? Well, luckily, a ton of research points to this really powerful new framework. True lasting drive is built on three essential pillars. Let's break them down one by one. First up is autonomy. This is our deep, fundamental human need to be in the driver's seat of our own lives. Just think about it for a second. The difference between being assigned a project versus proposing one yourself, that feeling of ownership, of choice, that's autonomy in action, and it is an incredibly powerful motivator. The second pillar is mastery. This is that deep satisfaction we get from just making progress in a skill that we actually care about. It's the musician who loves practicing, not just for the big concert down the road, but for the simple pleasure of playing a little more cleanly today than yesterday. It's not about being perfect. It's about the pure joy of the process of getting better. And finally, we have the third pillar, purpose. And honestly, this is the ultimate fuel source. See, autonomy and mastery give you the power and the skill, but purpose gives you the reason why. It's what connects all your daily hard work to a bigger mission, whether you're a developer creating an app that helps people or a parent working to build a better future for their kids. Let that sink in for a moment. All the external rewards in the world, all the money, all the praise, they just can't compete with the power of a clear, compelling why. This is what gets you through the tough days. This is what keeps you focused on what really, truly matters. Now, this all sounds great in theory, right? Autonomy, mastery, purpose, awesome. But how do we actually put this into practice in our real lives? Okay, let's get into the practical side of things. Let's talk about how you can start building this inner engine for yourself. Here's the key mindset shift you have to make. Stop waiting for motivation to strike you like lightning. It's not going to happen. Instead, I want you to start thinking of yourself as an engineer. Your job is to systematically build and maintain a powerful engine of drive, fueled by those three pillars we just talked about. So, here's your blueprint for building that engine. Number 1, create autonomy. Make the goal yours. Break it down into chunks that you control. Don't wait for permission. Number 2, pursue mastery. You have to fall in love with the process of getting better. Focus on those little 1% improvements every day, not just the final victory. And third, connect to purpose. And I mean really connect. Don't just think about your why, write it down, make it visible, look at it often to keep that fuel tank topped up. And this is the result. Because that temporary rush you get from an external reward,
That's just a dopamine hit. It feels great, but it's fleeting. The strength you build from this system is different. It's discipline. It's reliable, it's consistent, and it's there for you long after that initial jolt of motivation has disappeared.
So what does all this lead to? Where does this road take us? It leads to a type of motivation that doesn't just show up on the good days. It becomes a permanent part of who you are.
You see, when you're powered by autonomy, mastery, and purpose, you're no longer dependent on anything outside of yourself. You have a self-sustaining fire. It's not some flashy explosion. It's a quiet, consistent burn that can outlast any temporary burst of enthusiasm. That is the essence of true drive.
All right, so let's boil it all down. What's the ultimate takeaway here? Just remember this. Drive isn't something you find. It's something you build, piece by piece. Its foundation is always those three pillars: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. This isn't just some feel-good idea. It's a practical formula for creating real, lasting self-discipline. It's about shifting your focus away from external rewards and onto true internal satisfaction.
And that leaves us with one final, really important question. And I want you to actually think about this. This isn't just some throwaway line to end things. The answer to this question could become the new foundation for your goals, your habits, and your success. So take a second. What purpose will you choose to drive you?